Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You wouldn't believe the adventure we've just had off camera. Oh boy. Tonight, we set a scene with something completely independent of what was happening off scene. Two Canaanites of a still nameless coterie. In God's name, give it one.
No.
We have two lovely young neonates, Lasombra and Tismisi. Those two clans that would make up part of this battle later on, but one of them is just too sweet. The other is, well, he'll kill the big bad oldies. And, yeah, they are well on their way to the Jewish quarter to catch up with some Assamites who have arranged a meeting with them. And they are quite late. Take it away.
I roll initiative to stab the SC.
I'm not really composed of health levels, just essence, so...
That's fine, that can also be drained.
It's okay, I have about 200, it's fine. I'm a major incarnate. I'm
So
just here to...
bitter.
I'm the angel of despair.
So... I mean, are we there already, or are we just approaching? Like blah.
You're approaching. Okay. You have arranged a meeting with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sizable but fairly isolated community. It's also not no city gates run through here either, so not actually a lot of people other than those who live here really pass through here that much. And the City Watch here is very adamant in not allowing any vagrants who live, who have made their quote homes in either slums, which are literally opposite ends of this quarter, through. They send them away pretty frequently. So there's not a ton of people here, other than those that live here.
Slums.
No, there is most of the pretty much all the shops at this point have closed. It's like they closed about an hour ago. It's like 2 a.m. Like anyone who is open at this time of night is pretty crazy. What few people that are still on the street are going home. The Assamites have, or an Assamite rather, has organized for a meeting at, let me just look them up. Because there's reasons. Nothing can go wrong. Everything is fine. It's okay. This hasn't gone wrong so far. Yeah, at a kind of at one of the local town halls in this district, rather the town hall in this district. A meeting has been arranged for you.
Okay.
Just a small place where the community can discuss what is going on with the area and how to improve it and how to prevent the worst things from happening.
Then I guess without further ado, but at least from Irene's side, still looking to see if someone is still following them before they actually enter this part of the city. I think we're hastily gonna go towards our meeting.
Yeah, I mean, saying Eklios is deeply frustrating is really the understatement of a night. Yeah, he's been doing, I guess, a very good La Sombra brooding impression. Like, yeah, he's exuding the darkness out of his pores. So yeah, they make
their way over to meeting point. And I take it they know with whom they have a meeting? Like...
Yeah, you know who you're looking for. Known as Jibril, local young Assamite.
Well,
so that's a childer.
Mm-hmm. There's another gentleman waiting with him.
Oh, look, my library buddy.
Yes, your library friend. The sire in this instance. Abdul. Abdul, yes.
Curtsying.
Curtsying intensifies. What does Sir Obertus do?
Yeah, Eklios will salute his library friend and give a salute to the brooding Mr. Yellow Eye over there. Yeah, I see your yellow eyes, Mr. MSF. Good evening.
I see.
Please excuse our tardiness.
Jibril just stares at you. Abdul pouts a little bit. He looks a little bit cross and just says, "I must say, I'm disappointed, but you are here now, and we have more pressing matters to concern ourselves with than your poor punctuality." You were over an hour late, though. What were you doing? He says, completely contradicting his own statement.
We ran into some problems, sir.
It's good to know you have lined up some most believable excuses. And nothing else. Do not waste my time.
Irene looks at Eklios because it's basically they were his problems, and she is not quite sure how much he is willing to speak of the matter.
Someone was trailing me within the fort.
Did they follow you here?
No. We tried to play a game of cats and mouse. Unfortunately, this mouse tended to be much faster than I would have expected.
I care more about the retrieval of my sire than your games. He says quite bluntly and maliciously towards you.
He's gonna look at this guy.
We've done a little bit of investigation of our own.
I wouldn't expect you not to do investigation. Have you found any element?
Both the victims are still alive. They're simply being held captive. Appears to be the basement of a building. Probably run-down area of town. Can't say for certain.
Are you saying they are here in the city, even?
Where do you think they are if they kidnap 2 Canaanites?
I wouldn't have expected the city, really, based on the information that we have.
Well, then clearly your investigation lacks merit. Calm down, calm down. They are here to help us, not make an enemy. That is unnecessary. Please forgive him. He is rightfully concerned for his sire. And considering what we have discovered, I am rightfully concerned for my child.
Yes. I agree.
Are you aware that these hunters are ghouls?
Yes.
Are you aware that they appear to be hunting these Canaanites to extract vitae from their systems to sustain their golden?
We expected as much.
I will be blunt with you. Hebony does not have very long. Frederick has perhaps a week or 2.
And I guess that would explain the lingering feeling I felt when I inspected the whereabouts of Frederick. It's a natural hunger. They need our vitae. We are desperate to obtain it. Currently, they have a reserve. So we are going to stay hidden, probably tracking another prey for a later date. As he gives a look to Irene because now we're pretty sure. At least that seems very coincidental. Perhaps a little bit too much.
Well, Irene already made that conclusion, but then again, she had spoken with Gufran about it at length.
If you have found the building, what is stopping you? I wouldn't expect simple walls and ghouls to be stopping the wrath of your clan.
We know what we've done. We don't have their location.
One of our coterie had followed them to a small hamlet outside the city, near Abraham's Gate.
Interesting.
This is why I was not suspecting them to have a hold up in the city as well. He engaged with them and was lucky to get out of there alive.
We'll send one of our own around, perhaps who is more competent in the use of obfuscation than a simple Setite. He seems very. Yeah, Abdul seems very subdued today, or tonight, Eklios, and he does not seem to treat the Setites with any real praise. What a surprise!
Yeah,
We could have expected this. Such a betrayal. Why so mean? Why bully? Why bully Gufran?
Do you, as her sire and her child, did she change? Did she change her a bit? Is there any indication of how she would have been captured?
She had a stake she had a stake through her when we last checked. But whether they did that after they put her down or not is a different question entirely. They could have apprehended her by any means. Although I can only assume violent. She is adept at handling people on a personal level, so I doubt they would have spent any time talking to her.
Yes, that would have been rather suspicious. We must have ambushed her on her way, which speaks plainly of their capacity of acting into the circumstances.
How do you have any idea on how they got on her trail?
And the answer was silence.
Shut up, I was about to talk and you ruined it. Snark. Tainting this scene could be one thing. She often made visits to many within Darak. She had a lot of friends all over the city. Most of them were just casual, nod and say hi. Oh, I know you, friendly neighbor, sort of thing.
Did she happen to have friends in the nobles' quarter by any chance?
Making me make up this character so many times. A few, yes. And she had a fair amount of sway among the nobility, actually. She had more friends among the common folk, of course. Of course, there are more common folk.
See.
She was quite well connected to many individuals within the city. I wouldn't say powerful, but well connected. You'll need to find someone. She could probably get you in touch with someone who could do the thing you wanted to do. Of course, then it would come down to how apt a salesman you are, but still.
Do you have anything that belonged to your child? Or your sire, as he looks at Mr. Broody McPants.
You've already had someone trusted look over her items for us.
So what you're saying is that even through the use of animalism, you weren't able to track her.
Sorry, did you say animalism?
Yeah, that's what he said, because that's what I'm assuming he kind of said, because unless I misunderstood what he said.
She's been missing for a fortnight.
And at this point, I do not believe that we really have much time to throw any option. If we can get one of my clan who is more akin to animalism with something that belongs to her, he might be able to track, at least to find her within the city. Animals have way easier way than us to go through streets and houses.
If you possess a sight, wouldn't be able to track us in yourself?
Okay, I'm sorry, Chris. What? I'm not sure I understood what he said.
He said if you have the sight, wouldn't you simply be able to track her scent yourself? Because mine says as well.
I'm probably too tired, but okay. The sight, like, is he talking about Auspex?
He's talking about
Yes.
Auspex. Yeah, there are many names for different disciplines. One of which for Auspex is the sight.
Okay.
Like they are not. Disciplines are very loosely classified. They're not
Okay.
as rigid as the game actually, like mechanically, states. Like there are different tiers that people have begun to put together. But,
okay. Is he actually talking about the Dark Age use of Auspex? Or was he just saying, or was he just using sight to just talk about Auspex?
No, he's just saying if you possess the sight, can't you track her scent yourself? I.e., if you have all specs, why can't you just track her scent yourself?
Yeah. Okay. Then looks at him. Having two hunters on the same prey makes it easier to simply rely on one way. I can use the sight, yes. And perhaps I might even be able to have a vision. It is no guarantee, but it is something we can try.
I don't think any of us are in the at the right or in the mood to turn over the personal effects of a respected member of our clan to two strangers.
What is more important, the individual or her effects?
We have already done what we can of her effects, which are far further than what you can do with them.
He's gonna shrug.
Hence why it seems like we are delivering information to you and not the other way around.
We have been told by the Seneschal to investigate. So we are investigating. So indeed, you are giving us information. If you prefer that not to be the case, that is fine as well.
I would have preferred you to have made a lot more progress. Look, what my grandchild is trying to say, and he gives him kind of a heavy hand on the shoulder, is that what we have, the means we have used to gather information have involved her personal items and have gone about as far as they could possibly be taken. Lest you're wishing to bring in the powers of the Elder Blood, which I doubt any of us here have.
Indeed. Trying to find a connection between the two disappearances. Like, there are a lot of us walking around Iraq, and not a lot of us walking together. So why these two specifically? It feels like it shouldn't be a coincidence.
Either it is not a coincidence, or it means that they were so ingrained with the population that it was easier for ghouls to pick them out from more reclusive canines.
They probably have friends who are helping them out. I doubt all of them are ghouls.
Yes. They survived that long, which means they are not alone in their endeavors. They know the way of our society, which makes them more dangerous than outsiders.
And you know where one of them lives. You can capture one of them, see what else you can find out. You will be looking into areas of Riverside and outside the city. But I must admit, the clan is growing impatient. I do not know what the Toreador think on the matter. I would be confident to say that they are rather miffed, but I can tell you, Clan Assamite wants his daughter back as soon as possible. And if it looks like this investigation will not garner results, then the clan will take matters into its own hands. It already has.
I understand.
Yes, I understand that, of course, if this were a member of Clan Dismisi, you would be doing much the same. I do not mean this as a gesture of offense. I am merely trying to give you a picture of the reality of the situation from our perspective.
We both know what honor and blood demands.
Indeed.
When one of our own is taken from us.
Tell me,
Then,
what did these do you have a description of these hunters? Perhaps they match our own. We only saw two through our methodologies.
Irene will describe what Gufran has told her. Off the top of my head, I do not know how much that is, but at least that there was a woman, two males. You wounded one of them. But other than that, I swear I cannot remember, because I believe he also kind of did like that. Yeah, I described to you what they looked like, I think.
Mm, mm, no, I know these. And there's not much descriptions. We saw a fairly slim, a native gentleman, his late 40s, maybe early 50s, handlebar mustache, bright red robes, golden embroidery. Looked quite well to do. Looked very genteel, if I do say so myself. Very poised, very calm, very calculating gentleman, but did not lack a sense of humor. The other, rather tall, broad woman had a nasty scar on her face.
Huh.
Quite
Does
athletic build, strong, a little bit crude. Looked like she'd been out and about, there were mud on her boots. Very practical gear.
does that match my stalker?
Vaguely. No, obviously you're just trading descriptions, so there is a bit of
Yeah,
overlap.
I mean, there's.
It definitely, there are definitely very real similarities here.
Mm,
You didn't notice the scar, but you didn't get a good look at her face. You can't be sure on that. She
yeah.
could, she could not.
I wouldn't jump to conclusion, but some of your description match the mouse that I was chasing tonight.
Then they'll most likely be heading after you two next.
Yes.
Well, it's not like we weren't already on their list.
But at least now we can be more prepared than a simple ambush. But that will not stop us from the investigation. We cannot allow them to stop us. Time is of the essence.
You don't need to remind me. No. Yes, it looks like you can be more prepared, although I would perhaps contest whether you were on that list in the first place. The Setite was on that list, not necessarily you two. It appears he has dragged you into his mess.
Mm.
Wait a minute. Out of character question. Did he just say that?
Yeah, he just said that. Just straight up snap talking Setite.
No. More like, how does he know that we're not on the list? Because we were already spotted by these guys in the wreck. That was the three of us being spotted there.
He's just contesting your statement because you said the Setite engaged, but not you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying, well, actually, the Setite was on the list. Not necessarily you two, you can't be certain of that. The Setite definitely was. But it seems like he's advising against you risking your necks for a Setite. To be fair, all of you know this to be common sense.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
No, Irene. Everyone gets common sense for free. You can choose to ignore it, but you know. Deep down inside.
Okay. So just for me, because I'm gonna need to go very soon. So basically what they said is that they have located one of them in the riverside.
No, they're gonna go look in Riverside. They haven't located them there yet. They think they're in town.
Oh, okay, but yeah, so basically it comes to the fact that they think they're in town from their intel, but our intel showed that they were mostly outside.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, but your descriptions are conflicting, so they could have found it in a completely different cell of hunters. You're not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's starting to look like.
Mhm.
I mean, it seems to be that you have latched onto different groups. Maybe it could be that they're connected. They could not be, but that's not something you're.
I'm more thinking that the groups are connected amongst each other as well.
Well, I mean, that's something you can ask them when you find them. I'm sure they'll be happy to have a cup of tea and have a chat about it.
Good.
I mean,
That
it's okay.
sounds quite lovely.
It's okay. I'll still their mouth, and I'll
97.
ask those mouths to speak.
I'll dominate the shit out of them.
We will be
Yeah,
looking for gunmen. Obviously, if you find anything, do contact us.
yes,
And if we find anything, we will contact you.
of course.
Looks like that facility, the victims were being kept in was part of a larger building, not with outside cellar doors. It looks like it was part of this, all connected. The door that exited the room was not lit by moonlight. It looked like there was a half or a torchlight on the other side, at least according to what we have been told. So perhaps one of the more habitable buildings in one of the lower class areas of the city. Maybe the slums, maybe Riverside, or maybe it is this place you have in fact told us about. But we will confirm that ourselves, and we will, if we come across anything, we will tell you. If that is all, I believe our meeting is concluded here.
Yes.
Jibril leaves. He literally just walks out. That one has potential, but he sure is rash.
I would be feeling the same if it were happening to my sire.
Indeed.
This is true. I think if I were not here, he would have run off already in search of her.
Promise you we will do the best we can to find him.
Pardon?
Oh, Irene just said I promise you that we will do our best to find him. And she'll curtsy, because curtsying is a thing.
Yes.
Good evening to you. Ma'al salama. But she speak Arabic is formal tongue goodbye meaning peace. I probably butchered it. Because I'm horrible. Yeah, and he will leave, leaving you all alone in this small little town hall for the common folk to bitch and complain about their problems with no aristocrats present.
Excuse you?
I mean, they're not here right now.
No aristocrats present? Hey!
Get
Mean?
some real influence. Pretender trash.
It's okay. We'll. It's okay. I'll give them reason to worry. I'm going Zulu form. I'll give them reason to worry.
God
Oh,
damn
hey! There are 24 hunters here now. What about that?
it.
I just
How
want to help my neighbors.
My neighbor.
Okay. I think we got. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Well, in which case, I think we can end the scene there. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time.